Game day's here, I can hear the crowd. Turn on the lights, fans are cranked up and loud. Red or blue, we wear it proud. Yeah, we love our teams in this border town. Chiefs and Royals, Boo Mizzou, Rock Chalk, Jayhawk, KU. Hear that drum pounding in your feet. Yeah, you're marching to the beat of KC.
What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, Kansas City? What is going on, everybody? And welcome to the Beat of KC. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lucas Murphy, and I have the pleasure of bringing you one of my good friends. And we're kind of getting back into this because, well, the Chiefs are right around the corner, and that is Michael Darcy from KC Sports Report. Darcy, what's up, man?
Lucas, I'm doing fantastic. I'm glad to be back. It seems like we are in that point in the offseason where we make it through OTAs, we make it through minicamp, and now we got to wait till training camp. But a lot of storylines to talk about, and football's almost back. We're so close.
I know. Here in Kansas City, man, for us that are KU fans, we were able to go on a massive ride with the Kansas Jayhawks baseball team. But I tell you, our professional baseball team is not doing so good. So a lot of people are like chomping at the bit for the Chiefs to get back. So with that being said, though, man, obviously I know what your day job is, and you get to talk and be involved in a lot of sports talk. My first question to you is really with this Kansas City Chiefs team kind of looking a little different in a lot of ways. What are you most excited about, or what are you most surprised about with really where this team is at? Whether that's positions, whether that's players that are now a part of this team, because, I mean, there's a lot going on, man. So what are you most excited about?
I think I'm most excited about how young the roster is. It's a very different look. I mean, they completely revamped the back end of the defense. You saw them spend, their top 10 pick on a cornerback in Mansour Delane. They drafted another cornerback in Jaden Kennedy in the 4th round. They did a lot. I mean, they brought back L'Jarius Sneed. They've revamped the secondary. They have a completely different defensive line. They have R. Mason Thomas, Peter Woods. I'm excited to see what those rookies can provide to this defense. And then offensively, Kenneth Walker is going to be so much fun to watch. And something that I've hit on recently is that the Chiefs are top 3 in the NFL in offensive line spending. Now they're finally going to see a return on that investment with a running back that can take advantage of light boxes and can take some of the pressure off of Patrick Mahomes, who's coming off of an ACL tear. So I think Kenneth Walker is going to make this offense so much more fluid, and hopefully he makes it easier for the wide receivers because, Lucas, I'm sure we'll talk about it. There's a lot of stuff going on with the wide receiver room.
Yeah, man. And I'm excited for, you nailed it perfectly because that's kind of what I'm at. But I'm excited to see, the rookie wide receivers that are kind of involved. And I even say rookie, but even some of them undrafted free agents that are even going to be fighting for a spot in that wide receiver room. Like, I mean, Cyrus Howland, obviously. And then you got the other guy the undrafted guy from Cincinnati, the monster. I mean, those guys, they're going to be competing, man. And then I like what I've seen so far from Xavier Worthy a little bit. I mean, obviously he's, we got to see it from him, I think, this year. But, yeah, man, there's so much to really kind of be excited about just because. But that kind of leads me to my next question we know Patrick Mahomes is an absolute freak. I mean, a lot of people refer to him as an alien. But, are you surprised at how far along he is in his kind of process after having a major surgery?
It's funny because I think we all have just such I say warped view of Patrick Mahomes, but the unrealistic view we have about his ability to heal is starting to become realistic. It's so funny. We see Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, Adam Schefter, they go on these shows and they talk about how Patrick Mahomes is on track to return week 1. They think it's a real possibility. At this point, Lucas, I'd be shocked if he didn't play week 1. So I think that he has already shown that with the work ethic, with the contract extension, definitely kind of, I don't want to say helps him come back, but it definitely kind of points towards things being trending in the right direction. I think it would be shocking if he didn't start week 1 at this point. So I think he's ahead of schedule. But am I wrong for saying that I think we all expected him to be here?
What is going on, YouTube? Are you looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate across Kansas or Missouri? Reach out to the trusted name in the region, Lisa Miller with Lynch Real Estate. As a licensed real estate broker in Kansas and a licensed agent in Missouri, Lisa combines expertise, passion, and dedication to help you find your ideal home. She is recognized in the top 200 agents according to the Kansas Business Journal, and she offers listings in the Kansas City metro area, as well as Lawrence, Topeka, Lake of the Ozarks, and Springfield, providing real-time market insights and powerful tools to give her clients a competitive edge. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer, relocating, upgrading, downsizing, or investing, Lisa is dedicated to making your experience seamless and successful. And what truly sets Lisa apart, it's her commitment to building lasting relationships. She takes pride in delivering personalized service, expert guidance, and unmatched value every step of the way, something I can personally attest to. Constantly expanding her market knowledge, continuing her education, and forging strong partnerships with agents across the region, Lisa is always working to serve you better. Your next move deserves a trusted expert, and your next chapter begins with Lisa Miller at Lynch Real Estate. She's just a call away. Contact Lisa today at 913-579-3246 or 913-369-3000 or visit lisamillersaleskc.com. Let Lisa Miller at Lynch Real Estate help you start your exciting new chapter. Yeah, I mean, the dude's not I mean, even when they did their Chiefs kind of like social media thing with him, he was like, gonna be here forever. Like, Kansas City Chiefs for life. Like, dude, that's what you want to hear. And like, I mean, you almost at times feel like you take him for granted. Like, me and some guys, we always have a group chat, and one of the things we always talk about is like just soaking in the moments of Patrick Mahomes, because we've gone years without a quarterback like him, and eventually at some point you will go years without a quarterback like him, and you gotta just absorb these moments and appreciate what we got, because it's not gonna last forever. But man, I think that whole dynamic of bringing in Kenneth Walker and then pairing him with kind of, Eric Bieniemy and like the new wave of, I would say, coaches that are going to be a part of this coaching staff, it's going to be kind of exciting to see what they can really create and, go to the lab and really kind of just draw up some pretty cool stuff. I've heard some positive things about Eric Bieniemy. What have you heard so far?
Man, it's crazy to see the at least impact that he's had vocally in that building and how much of a talking point that has been for media in Kansas City. I'll say this, and this is more going back to your point about the coaching staff, and I like all of the additions. I think Eric Bieniemy, it's worth a shot. Clearly they lacked something in accountability in years prior, because that was a point of emphasis for the coaching staff this offseason to get better. They got, obviously, Chad O'Shea, the new wide receivers coach, DeMarco Murray, the running backs coach. They have revamped the coaching staff. I will point out, and something that I've kind of kicked around in my head the past couple days, we talk a lot about how I think we convince ourselves that, oh, well, they've got a new coaching staff, so they're just automatically going to be much improved next year. And while I do think they will improve in some aspects, there is a concern in my mind that they are using this revamped coaching staff to carry the weight of the dialogue this offseason instead of like, look at the wide receiver room. There's a lot of unproven commodities. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of rookies that have never done anything or guys that have not produced in the NFL at a high level. Same could be said for the defensive line. Same could be said for a lot of position groups on this team. I mean, they went 6-11 last year for a reason. And I understand that in the NFL, coaching is king, and it has a bigger impact than most other sports, just coaching does. But I don't know if they were 3 assistant coaches from being a 12-win football team versus being a 6-win football team. That's just where I'm a little bit concerned. Like, they might just have a talent issue.
What is going on, Kansas City? The Beat of KC here. And I want to provide you an opportunity to check out one of the most coolest apparel companies that exist out there. We take pride in what we represent, and that's why the Beat of KC is teaming up with Homage. the brand built on celebrating sports, pop culture, and moments that defy us. Homage isn't just another clothing company. No, they're not. They specialize in ultra comfortable, premium quality apparel that blends vintage vibes with modern style. We're talking buttery soft tees, ladies and gentlemen, classic graphics, throwback logos, and iconic gear that brings real-life nostalgia back to life. From repping the Kansas City Chiefs to rocking the Kansas City Royals all season long, Homage helps you wear your loyalty loud and most definitely proud. Their designs honor legendary teams, unforgettable eras, and the culture that makes cities like Kansas City so special to you and I. And now through our partnership with the Beat of KC, you got the perfect excuse to upgrade your game day gear. Premium comfort, timeless style, pure KC pride. Make sure you guys scan that QR code if you're interested in any type of apparel related to Kansas City. Remember, Homage and the Beat of KC. Because in Kansas City, we don't just support the culture, we wear it. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I think when the times got tough last year, they relied so heavily on the leadership of the team. So Mahomes, Kelsey, Chris Jones, they didn't have anyone to rely on that would push back or really kind of have that. To me, there's so much more that Eric Bieniemy provides than said his job title of offensive coordinator. And that to me is what they were missing. I don't think that they had the accountability piece for those leaders that didn't even hold even more accountability to the guys that are of just lesser leadership. And I think that to me, that's where it may not translate to, like you said, they're going to have a youthful wide receiver room in not only their mindset, but also their ability. But I think at the same time, like they need somebody that can, and again, get in their ass. And that's what they truthfully need. And that's why he's back. I don't think that they just had that accountability piece to do that. And that's what you're going to see. You're even seeing him out at practice, like with Kenneth Walker. He's breaking a wrong way. And you hear it immediately. Bieniemy's like, what the hell are you doing? So like, that's what they need. And it's even holding those older veterans more accountable too. And I think to me, that's just going to change the dynamic. I think when the times got tough, they didn't know how to respond. They got punched and then they fell to the mat. This time they're going to punch and they're going to respond. So that's where I'm at with it, because I think the same thing can be said for the coaches. We talked how many times last year about Dave Toub, right? Dave Toub, the accountability from his special teams. How many penalties did that special teams constantly make? There were so many mistakes that happen all the time. And so I think, again, that'll be something we kind of got to pay attention to. But, man, I'm real excited for the schedule. And so looking at this schedule, obviously I don't have it in front of me, so we're not going to go through it specifically. But, dude, what are you thinking of the primetime games we get, the fact that we're not having to travel international for one time? Like, thank goodness. Like, how do you think this thing's shaping up?
It's funny, now that I get to look at the schedule on a piece of paper, I did this schedule release show on Sports Radio 810 WHB, so I was like reacting to it live in real time. So when the Chiefs put out that little QVC video, everybody thought it was all nice and cute. Well, you tried to figure out who they're playing, where they're playing, and what week on the air while you're watching Rob Riggle and that other actress dance. Like, that frustrated the hell out of me. But now that I look at it, I think that the fact that the Chiefs are not playing internationally is a massive advantage, especially because I don't think that Brazil completely killed their season, because it'd be foolish to think that because it was week 1, but it set a different tone. And the same way that Eric Bieniemy is setting a different tone in the locker room and just with the mentality, there was a different tone when they went to Brazil, lost, had to come home and then play the Eagles, and then they started out 0-2. And it's like, well, they're in a big hole. And then it only got, worse as the season went on. But looking at the schedule, they're not playing on Christmas, which shocked me. I thought we were going to play on Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and on Wednesday, Tuesday, whatever day of the week football games are not meant to be played on, the Chiefs would have probably had to play on them. But they avoided those. And, the game that I'm looking at as like the stretch that I'm looking at is when they go on the road to play Buffalo, Cincinnati, and the Rams. Actually, the Rams are after Buffalo. Those are back-to-back Thursday night games. I don't know what the record's going to look like in that 3-game stretch, but if they go 2-1 3-0. I think we're talking about a 12-win football team.
Yeah, that's to me. That's every year we have like a stretch where we call it the gauntlet. And to me, that's the gauntlet and yeah, man, especially with the Rams doing what they're doing with Garrett potentially getting Donald back. And I mean, they're going all in for Stafford because obviously he doesn't have a lot of time left. But yeah, man, I'm excited because I think that, the last year they always said like the Cowboys had Thanksgiving and they wanted the Chiefs to be the Christmas team. Well, that lasted 1 year. So I'm glad they're not. I think it'll change kind of their feelings about stuff. The only thing I don't like so far about the schedule is we have like a week 5 bye.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And I think like for a team like this, you almost want it like mid-season, a little bit later just for preparation. But to me, I wonder if they did that just to kind of gauge where Mahomes is at after like a few games. And then it's like, all right, we can kind of recalibrate with him and see what's going on. But man, week 5, that's going to be tough, man. All right, Darcy, my last question for you, and I'm not going to ask records or anything because we haven't even got to training camp yet. But I guess my final question to you is if you had to pick a position group, and it has to be a position group, which do you think is going to have a complete 360 from last year?
Ooh, a positive 360?
Positive
or a negative
360,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, that's why I asked these questions. Positively, it's the running back room, like 100%. I'm trying to think, you know what? Positively, it's the running back room on offense, and it's the defensive tackle room on defense. Go back and look at those defensive tackles last year, man. Jerry Tillery, that guy was just collecting a game check to go out there and get cardio. I don't know how he made the final roster. You've got 2, 3 guys better than him now with Peter Woods, Kairos Tonga, and Omar Norman-Lott, who they drafted in the second round last year. So I feel really good about that defensive tackle room. And the running back room, they had Brashard Smith last year, and that was it. They got 3 new backs this offseason, and Kenneth Walker, Amari DiMarcado, and Emmett Johnson in the 5th round. So I think the running back room, you're going to be like, whoa, this is what it's like to be good on the ground.
Yeah. No, I'm amped for Emmett Johnson. Like most people are like, yeah, we should be for Kenneth Walker. It's like, yeah, like he's obviously the premier face of the guy, like that group, but like, dude, Emmett Johnson's going to be a beast because that dude, just he's local, like Nebraska guy, like, man, yeah, he's going to be ready to go. So I'm excited for that. Yeah, I do have to agree. I think I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say not that the corners were bad. I guess I should have reworded kind of how I questioned it, but I think he gave a perfect answer. But I think the corners are going to shock some people. I think a lot of people are down on the secondary because we traded away 2 of our starters and they both got absolute massive contracts. But I have this feeling like our secondary is going to kind of show out. They're getting youthful. They're getting more speed. I'm going to be kind of really keeping an eye on that, especially with L'Jarius Sneed posting videos of him looking like a Iron Man out there. So, yeah, man, it's going to be exciting. Well, Darcy, we're going to wrap this thing up. I appreciate you, man, coming on, giving me some content, tapping back into some Chiefs stuff. And obviously we'll get some more as the season starts to get more into fruition. But, yeah, dude, it's exciting to talk 1000%. Football, and we're getting closer and closer. I mean, July is going to be here before you know it, and training camp's going to be around the corner. So I appreciate you coming on the channel. Where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on YouTube at KC Sports Report. You can also find me on Sports Radio 810 WHB. I host the night shift weeknights, and then I also fill in from time to time. I filled in for the zone, filled in for the program. Kind of just the utility man over there at Sports Radio 810, but definitely check out the YouTube channel, KC Sports Report. Some big things in the works.
Heck yeah. I listen to your show nightly, or when you're on, obviously. Dude, religiously, I have to get that content. It's nice to kind of get a youthful mindset. So I love it, man. Well, we end every video the exact same way. As you all know, have a good day. Boom.